New data on what's happening right now and what it'll be like in the morning.
Yeah, so when you kind of think back to today, I mean, we've seen a decent bit of snow, but it's been a little bit of a different type of snow. This one has had a lot more colder, drier air with it, so it means it's fluffy, it's easy to be blown around, and helping to reduce that visibility in spots. I mean, look at some of these snowfall totals. South Madison checking in about 5.5 inches, even Highland Heights about 5.3. Even if you go farther to the south, places like Sagamore Hills down towards Summit County, you still were able to pick up about 4 inches, and that all happened with a very well-organized band, which then prompted additional counties to be added to that winter weather advisory earlier today. It also prompted the lake effect snow warning for Geauga County. So while we're not expecting a ton more in the way of additional snowfall, you could certainly still pick up a couple more inches as some of this heavier bouts of snow continues to push down to the south and to the east. We're not done with it just yet, and keep in mind we still have a westerly wind direction that will eventually pick up more of this moisture and allow us to see additional opportunities for lake effect snow by the time we get into tomorrow. But without a doubt, the big attention headed into the next couple of days is going to be on that Arctic air. Right now, Cleveland's still at 18 degrees, relatively balmy considering what we're going to be dealing with just off to the west. Minneapolis already 7 below. That's an air temperature. Fargo, North Dakota, 15 below is an air temperature. So that is a taste of the cold air that's eventually working our direction and what's really going to keep that 19 first alert weather day going, not only Monday, but Tuesday into Wednesday as well, before temperatures do finally start to recover. It is going to take just a little bit of time for that to happen. As we head into the overnight tonight, these cold weather advisories go into effect. Remember, cold weather advisory replaces what used to be the wind chill warning essentially for us, and that means we're going to be talking about wind chill values that could easily be anywhere between about 15 below zero to about 5 below zero as we go through the afternoon hours tomorrow. We'll also have a little bit of lake effect snow around. So if you're headed out and about tomorrow, please make sure you are bundling up, limiting any of that time outside. I know we may have a lot of activities and events going on because of MLK Day tomorrow, but please just make sure you are taking the necessary precautions to keep yourself warm and out of the cold as much as possible. Here's your wind chill tracker, 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Some spots 15 below at least, and you can see the little bit warmer air off towards the east. A lot of that has to do with just the fact that we're still working in some of this cold air by this time. But even as we go through the afternoon, we really struggle to see a huge improvement on that wind chill tracker, which means you want to make sure you're, again, limiting some of that time outdoors. Once the sun sets tomorrow, that goes back down into the well below 10 degree below zero territory, and that's essentially where we're going to stay as we look ahead towards the early part of your Tuesday. But things will get a little bit worse before we can finally talk about an improvement by the end of the week. We'll walk you through that and your wind chill tracker hour by hour coming up in just a few minutes. We are tracking 19 first alert weather days still through the rest of the day today, but these will last through Wednesday because we're going to start seeing that Arctic air move in as early as tonight. So expect daytime highs into the single digits most of these days. The exception will be once we get into Wednesday afternoon. That's when things finally start to turn around a bit for us, but know that the overnight lows are going to be just as cold, if not colder. I mean, we're talking 0 to -10 of an air temperature, wind chill values -20 to about -5. So please make sure you're taking the necessary precautions to keep yourself warm. We want to prevent any frostbite, hypothermia instances as we kind of brace for some of this colder air. We've been talking about it for a week, so hopefully that gave you a lot of good time to kind of get those preparations necessary. We're also going to have some pockets of lake effect snow around the area as well. Now, the main focus for this will be into our primary snow belt, and the exception maybe as we get into your Tuesday. There's a quick system that moves through, and it could generate some more widely scattered snow showers for us once we get into the early part of this next week. But cold weather advisories, they go into effect tonight. Again, this is going to last with us until temperatures can improve, which will not be until we get into basically Wednesday afternoon. Here's a snapshot of your wind chill tracker, and this is at 7 o'clock each and every one of these mornings, just to kind of keep a relatively simple outlook in terms of trying to get out the door first thing in the morning. You'll notice tomorrow morning wind chill values already dropping to about -15 to about -5. That's going to be about the average for us across the area. Much colder air coming in on Tuesday, the coldest of the air early Wednesday morning. Once we get beyond Wednesday, the pattern starts to flip, and that allows us to warm these temperatures up just a bit more. Now, may not be significantly warmer, but at least we're into the 20s, and we're going to continue to see that warming trend by the time we get into the early part of this next weekend. And with it will likely come another opportunity for us to see some widely scattered snow showers. So why are we getting all of this cold air moving in? Has to do with this area of high pressure. It sits just off to our west. The flow around this high pressure system is clockwise, so it essentially allows us to draw in all this Arctic air that's been locked up to the north. And as that high pressure system basically continues to build in and work its way off towards the east, it allows us to then tap into some of those more brutally cold temperatures that we've been talking about really for the last several days. Now today it was a widely scattered snow chance for us. We were talking about that a lot last night, and it had to do with some enhancement of this area of low pressure along the east coast. We're still under its influence somewhat in terms of you're getting still that northwesterly wind coming in, and so it's giving us these widely scattered snow showers tonight. Again, in some spots we've already picked up over 5 inches of snow, and you may add to that tally, especially as some of these more robust bands continue to roll through. A lot of this activity right now centered 271 corridor down I-71 through our southern counties, so it is going to be a little bit of slow travel for you if you're going to be heading out and about either late tonight or even into early tomorrow morning. A lot of our roads are snow covered, so please budget that now in terms of trying to get out the door first thing on your Monday. Winter weather advisories, because of this, are still into effect through 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. We have that lake effect snow warning for Geauga County as well. I generally think you're going to start seeing a lot of this lake effect snow breaking up a bit more over the next couple of hours. That's as that Arctic air starts to roll in, and you get a more westerly steering wind, which should carry most of the lake effect threat for us headed into tomorrow back into our primary snow belt. So basically Cleveland eastward up through Ashtabula County and really centered on that I-90 corridor and points north. So if you're between I-90 and the lakeshore, you stand the best chance of seeing continued snow opportunities as we go through the day tomorrow. Everybody else, it's going to be a mixture of clouds and some sunshine as we kind of go through the afternoon hours. I do think we're going to get another system that comes in on Tuesday, and that may bring us the next best, more widely scattered chance for some snow showers. But again, I'm not anticipating a lot of snow out of this simply because the air is going to be pretty dry. So it's going to limit how much of that actual snowfall accumulation we can see. Beyond Tuesday, we stay pretty quiet Wednesday, Thursday into Friday. Again, temperatures are slowly starting to warm. There are some signals that we get another late week system coming in either sometime late Friday or early Saturday. We'll hold it off until the weekend for now unless data continues to change. But that looks to be the next bout of warmer air that we get to enjoy here across Northeast Ohio.